Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new, my name is Sasha. I love indie eyeshadow palettes. I love reviewing them. I love playing with them. And for today's video, we're going to be ranking my January palettes, and also I'm going to do a little December recap. So I was debating to do if I wanted to rank December and January. I was going to do that, but I mean, I feel like I should at least owe it to you guys to do a little recap for my December palettes, just to give you guys little updates if I'm loving them or not. And then for my January palettes, I'm gonna just do the recap first, and then I'm gonna rank my January palettes. I have 7 palettes from December, and for January I have, let me see, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 palettes for January. So let's start with the December recap first. I am gonna just rank them like from worst to best. Just for you guys. I'm just gonna do a real quick recap. So this is going to be number 7, and this is going to be number 6. Alright, so these are from Unearthly Cosmetics. So this is the Daily Grind palette, and this is the Dead of Night palette. And I rank them pretty much the same way in my yearly rankings too. So this one, I do like. This formula of this one is way better than this one, I think. It's just that I like this one better because of the colors. These are the differences. So this one has orangey, red orange vibe with hints of green, and this one's more purplish, greenish, grays. So I like the shimmers in this one better. This one, they are pretty, but they're kind of subtle. They're a little bit subtle though, but yeah. You guys. But the formula to this one, I find it better to work with than this one. I tried to do a look with this one. I've done like, I think maybe like 2 looks last month, and then I tried to do a look this month too. And I was trying to do a green look, and I did it twice, but I was just having trouble with the greens. But I love the shimmer stone in this one, so that's why this one's going to be ranked low. So did I need it? Like, I thought I needed it, but I don't think I need it anymore. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it still, but this one I do enjoy. I feel like I'm going to end up keeping this one for the color star, the greens and oranges. So this is number 7, this is number 6. I needed to give you guys an update with this one because, I mean, I still feel the same way about this one. So this is from Glaminatrix Cosmetics Glamorous palette. So I did a look last week with it, and it did go better. I used a different eyeshadow primer, and I mean, I had a better experience doing the look, but I feel like the shimmers are like, they're sparkly, they're a little bit chunky too. I did a look like with the teals, and then this shade right here, Val, and then I had a little bit of the curls, and like, I liked the look, but I didn't love it. So when I did my yearly ranking videos, I said that even though it looks like a beautiful color star, I think it would have made this palette better if it replaced like 2 different color mattes, because you have 2 teals, 2 purples, and then like magenta reds. So if it had like 2 different color mattes instead, maybe I would love it more. And just the formula to the mattes, I don't like it that much for this one, but that didn't stop me from buying their Nearly Neutral palette. And also I ordered the Nocturnal palette, so that was a lot of people's favorite, the Nocturnal palette, and I've been wanting it since it was released. So that was like, I got into indie brands like around the beginning of last year, and I really wanted that palette, but I couldn't afford it, guys, then. But I finally gonna get it. It's on its way, the Nocturnal palette. But the Nearly Neutral palette, it's a pre-order for February, so I can't wait to play with that one because I always wanted that one as well. So the next one's by Gourmande Girls Ethereal palette. I actually want to mention it, compare it with another palette, but I have a palette in between this one, so I'm just gonna bring it out. So this is number 4, and this is number 2. This is a Bellabeautébar Angles of Illumination 3. So I just want to compare them real quick. So they're both dual chrome palettes. I think this one has a little, like a few multi-chromes. I think this one too. Actually no, I think that's just all dual chrome. But this one is supposed to be a dual chrome and multi-chrome palette. So the only differences between them two, they kind of look similar, but they're not. The only similar shade between the two is actually the ethereal shade and the saddest shade from the Bellabeautébar. So this is from the Gourmande Girls. It's like they both lean green, except the Bellabeautébar, the saddest shade, is a little bit brighter. So yeah, those are the only most similar shades. I tried to compare the other shades, like the blue ones and the purple ones, but they were different. They shift differently, and they look differently when they swatch too. So both of these I love. So this is number 2, this is number 2, and this is number 4. I love both of them, so I don't feel like it's a waste that I got them both because they're both different. Alright, so I needed to pause it real quick. But number 3, guys, the palette that made between the 2 dual chrome palettes is the Colourpop Aurora Struck palette. I love this one, man. I love this one. So this is my second Colourpop palette. The last one I have is it's a mood palette, and oh, I'm in love with these tones. You get your pastels, you get some dark, almost dark jewel tones, and like more on the cool side of right here, and you get some grays, and then you get a little bit of brown. So when I use this brown, it looked like, how did it look? Almost like a dark purple, surprisingly. Like when I did a purple and brown look, this came out like looking like almost purple. Oh, you guys, I just love this palette. The quality is great with this one. So all these other palettes I'm mentioning, like the top, like all of these. Okay, oh well, let me just mention number 1 real quick. So of course this one ranked really high in my yearly ranking. This was like number 4, I believe. So there's a Bellabeautébar Strange and Unusual palette, and man, they really specialize their multi-chromes, dual chromes. This one's so shifty, man. And if you want to compare the two Bellabeautébar, here they are. So there's a full dual chrome palette, and I really love this one too. But this one is just like a little bit more unique. Plus you get a few mattes, of course. I need to use this again, but I think it's such a unique color story. The palettes I just mentioned, my December palettes, I love these. So these are the 4 I do love. The 2 Bellabeautébar palettes, Colourpop and the Gourmande Girls Ethereal palette. Like, I love those palettes. Alright, now for my January palettes, you guys. I have 8. I'm sorry, the background's a little loud, but number 8, you guys. I have 8 palettes. So we're gonna start with the Water Beauty Sweet Escape palette. So I got this from Boxycharm, gifted through Boxycharm in the base box. And if you guys see my unboxing, I did a look with this. I think I did a video over it while I'm talking about it. I like the shimmers. The mattes I'm not a fan of, but the shimmers, they are pretty, but nothing will beat like whatever I purchased from indie brands. So yeah, it looks like this. So I would not recommend this. It's pretty, but I don't think it's worth it for whatever price this is worth. So now for number 7 is by Nomad Cosmetics. It's a Fire and Ice palette. So this one I purchased myself, and starting this year I'm in the Nomad PR list. So I'm very, very happy about that. But my opinions will always be honest, of course. But this one, I got this one through the Black Friday sale, and I really wanted it because I thought this color story was unique. It is unique. So the warm, cool colors contrasting fire and ice, I think they did well with the theme. And I played this maybe about 4 times already this month. I do like these shades right here. They kind of remind me of the Santa Village a little bit, like just the color of it, but these are more pigmented. So these 2 are dual chromes right here, and I really, really love these icy shades right here. So the warm shades though, I think these shades are fine, but this shade was super, super pigmented. So this is a palette I love. Like, I don't think I love this palette, but I enjoy having it. So I really like the cool icy tones, and then these shades right here, those are my favorite shades. You guys, my voice is cracky. So number 6, this is limited edition. So this was from Unearthly Cosmetics, their Valentine mystery box. So there's a Surrender eyeshadow and pressed pigment palette. So you can't get this anymore, I'm sorry, but I really want to mention it in case you guys have it. So this one I do love. Like, started from here and now, I love these palettes. So I love the pinky, the reddish, and the shimmers. The shimmers in this one are prettier than the ones I mentioned earlier. The other two Unearthly Cosmetic palettes. So the shimmers in these one are a little bit more sparkly, and the formula is really nice too. And with this one, I feel like this is nice, just as nice as the orange formula. The orange palette formula was good, but this one, yeah, I just love the different color. I just love the variety of colors that you can use from here. So yeah, I really like this palette. This would be great for Valentine's, and almost, you know, it's like a neutral palette at the same time too. So you can use this as everyday, so it's not like too dramatic. This is number 5. So this is the Adept Cosmetic Amunet palette. So you guys know I love Adept Cosmetics, but this one, okay, so comparing to the other palettes I had, I'm not sure, this might be ranked like the lowest for me because it's a neutral palette, but it's like a special neutral palette because they have like dual chromes, and I think maybe a multi-chrome this one, but I really love the iridescent shades right here. So this one has like the iridescent shades, they have like a little highlight to them. So this one has like orangey highlight, and this one's like a, let me see, that one's like a green highlight. So there's the formula. This one is good. They're matte. I think the matte, like, it's typical Adept cosmetic formula. Like their mattes you have to build up, but it is easy to work with. You just have to work slowly with it. So you have to build up the shades, but their shimmers, it's all about their shimmers and multi-chromes, duochromes. They're really shifty. They're very special. It's kind of sultry, this palette, in a way. This is like a step up neutral palette. So comparing this with this one, I mean, this one's pretty, but this one's a little bit more special because of the shifts. Like it's so wearable, but it's neutral. So yeah, this is a good everyday palette too. Okay, so this one I got gifted through Nomad Cosmetics. So thank you, Nomad Cosmetics. I really love this palette. So this is the Verona Love and Death palette. I love the packaging because you get to open it like this. The color story, guys. It has two contrasting color stories. This is based on the story of Romeo and Juliet in the city of Verona, Italy. So you get like a love color story and then you get a death color story. The formulas of this one, if you guys want to check out my video, I have a review on this. I did like 3 different eye looks, and I also have a short doing another eye look because I used these 2 shades on my short. But the formula right here of the pink mattes, the red mattes, they're so good. The shimmers, well, it took me a bit to figure out the shimmers. So the shimmers you kind of have to build up, but you're not supposed to overbuild it or else it's not gonna look as good. So I think glitter glue does really help. So it's better to like just slowly like add on to it, and they're really like sparkly. They're like duochromes, guys. See, shimmers are duochromes, except for this one. This is a multi-chrome. So yeah, these shimmers, these special shimmers, they don't say that they're special shimmer, they just call them shimmers, but they add a little bit specialness to it. So this one, yeah, glitter glue does help. So it's better to slowly build up these shimmers, you guys. And then the mattes of this one, I think they're fine. I always have trouble with the dark shade. Like, it's just me, you know. They're really like pretty dark, that's why. So it just add a little bit hint of depth. You just need a little bit. But the grays and purple, they're fine. They're kind of on the light side, so you have to build them up. But I do love this color story. Oh, I have a itch, you guys. I know a lot of people love the depth side. I did too, but it's just this side is calling my name. And then also using the 2 sides together, you can make a lot of looks with this one. So I really love the purples and the pinks together, the blues and pinks, the grays and purples, the blue and grays. So you can do a lot of color combos with this one. The shimmers are really like sparkly, like not super sparkly, but you see like this subtle sparkleness to them. Like, they're so pretty. So now for number 3, guys, it's gonna be by Simply Posh Cosmetics. It's the Fairytale's Fairy palette. So this is the packaging, very cute. Right here's the color story. Oh, so these are duochromes, so you can see the shifts like so easily just by shifting them, and they're like soft, a little bit squishy, but not too squishy, but they are soft. Very pretty. I love the pastel shade. So this one I used this one time earlier this month. I did a red purple look, and then I used it again over this weekend 2 times, and also yesterday just playing with it. So yesterday I did an actual look. The weekend I only played with it, like doing like different color combos. And so far the only shades I have not used really was the shade Dreamy. I don't think the pastel shades, they won't be troubling at all. The pastel shades are fine. I think this is the only shade I have not used, Woodlands, but I used these 2 shades, and this one I don't think I've used this shade. So it was these 2 shades I have not used, but the rest I have used, and it's a really easy formula to work with. The pastels, of course, you always have to build them up. And the dark shades, I love the pastels and a little bit dark grungier shades, especially right here. I love these shades. But all these duochromes, oh, they're sparkly, a little bit shifty. It's like a sheerishness, sparkle duochromeness. Like, this is Fairytale's Fairies. So I made a look yesterday. I'm not sure if I'm going to post it on my Instagram. I was thinking about it yesterday if I wanted to post it, but I did like a fairy eye look. Just insert a little pic right there, hopefully. But I really liked it. I went a little bit too crazy because I added glitter all around my eye. But I love this palette. I think, oh my gosh, I just love this palette. Like, the duochromes are just perfect, and so far the formula is great with this one. So this is number 3. Now for number 2, guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna mention both together because they're both, I mean, it's what I have on my eyes right now. I use both of these palettes. So I have these palettes right here. So this is number 2. This is by Electrum Cosmetics, and this is the Sea Witch palette. And this is number 1, the Blendbunny Cosmetics Lure palette. I love these palettes so much. So here's the Lure palette, and right here's the Electrum one. Yeah, this one, okay, this one's a little bit dirty because I have to do something with it. I have to like scratch off some of the mattes because I think I did hard pan on like 2 of them, so they're working out better. So this one has multichromes. This one has 5 multichromes and 1 holographic multichrome, and this one has, I mean, obviously a lot more mattes, and it has 5 shimmers and 1 multichrome right there. But the thing is though, the way I'm rating them is because this is a bigger palette. You get a lot more mattes. The mattes are very easy to work with. You get so many options. And the shimmers, I love the shimmers. They're sparkly. Like, they remind me like of Glamlight shimmers, or I'm not sure what else other brands to compare it with, but yeah, they remind me of Glamlight shimmers, I would say. And yeah, it's a good formula. I recommend this one if you love the color story, and you can do a lot of mermaid look with this one. The only thing though about this one, for inner corners, you can't really use that many shimmers over the inner corners. Like, probably this one is like the lightest one. Like, that's the only thing. You're just liking like inner corners, so you could use this one. This one's a little bit dark, so I brought out my Noctilucent highlighter palette from this brand just to add an extra pop. I love this one so much. The multichromes, out of all the palettes right here I mentioned, the multichromes in this one take my breath away, guys. They're so shifty, they're so sparkly. So they are the main shimmers I have on my eyes. I'll show you guys what shades I used. So I used the shade Siren right here in this part, and then this part I used the shade Aceless, so you guys could see the shifts. The inner corner I used the Noctilucent highlighter palette from Blendbunny. I used this shade for the inner corner, so because I know this one, there's inner corners that you can use in this one, but it's much more glowy. I didn't want it to be too glowy. Like, this is really glowy. You can also use this shade for inner corners, but this one's just, oh, you guys, I could show you guys real quick. But these are like 4 shimmers, I mean multichromes, and this is a holographic multichrome. So I'll just do it right here, and you guys will get me why I love this palette so much. This is number 2 because it's a smaller palette and I don't get that much mattes with it. It is worth it for the multichromes alone. Yeah, it is definitely worth it for the multichromes alone, because her multichromes are usually $15 each. In this palette, I think it's like $55, and Blendbunny Cosmetics, it's like $46. So I know it's like $10 difference, but yeah, I love both. And did I need both? Yes, because I created this eye look. So the mattes, I use the top mattes I use from the Blendbunny. I use these 2 and these 2 and that shade too. And for the bottom matte, I use a Enchantress, and then I deepen up with Desire, and I just love them both so much. Let me just tell you guys, this is totally worth it. I don't think it's available right now. It was available during her sale. She had small quantities, and I forgot to mention it to you guys. I just had so much going on that day, and I actually got the time wrong, so I got into the sale pretty, I mean, like maybe 30 minutes later, and there was like some shades that were already sold out. So I bought some new shades from her sale, and also like 2 shades from what she already had before, I think from the Sea Witch collection. So yeah, you guys will see that video later on. I did a pre-order, so I'm not gonna see them until maybe like 2 months, I'm not sure, because the pre-order of the new shades, I've heard new shades, like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for them. But this one, I think she might bring it back. You could go ahead and message her, I'm not sure, and ask about it if she has any more left, because I seen in her story that if you still want this palette, just message her, and I think she'll check if she still has any more or something like that. But yeah, this is totally worth it. The matte, another thing too, this is Electrum Cosmetics, and it's just an all one person, so she hand pressed all the shades herself, and then she glued all these, so it's not magnetic, but she glued all these. Like, she did so many, man, she knows so many of these palettes by hand. And what was I saying? So the mattes, they're good. They're just a different like matte formula than I'm used to. I think I did hard pan on like 2 shades, probably these 2 shades, because I tried scratching it off as much as I can, and now they're working out better. It's not like super like pigmented, but they're like still on the loose side, but at least it's like I'm getting more pigmentation at least. And the other shades, they're kind of like light, like they're not like super like full on pigment, but it just makes it easier to fade out the shades. So that's what I kind of said about during my review. Okay, well, yeah, I love this one so much. That's why it's number 2. So I love these two together, using them together, they're great. So that's about it for my December recap and also my January ranking video, guys. I'm really happy that I get to do this, and actually earlier than I usually do. I always do it later. I'm doing this on the last day of the month of January, so hopefully I could get this video up today. So I really hope you guys find this video helpful. Let me know what you guys think about these palettes. Like, if you have them in your collection, which ones are your top favorites for this month? I would love to hear it. Which palettes are you eyeing, you're thinking about getting? Let me know, because I love to hear it. And thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys all so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.